right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, thanks a lot, Royce, and thank you for tuning into the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call. I'm Rich Walsh, and you can give us a call tonight on the Borders & Borders hotline at 412-575-2600. On the other side over there in our studio is Chris Mueller. Chris, we have a lot to talk about, and one of the big things to talk about, we're not talking about the Buccos at least right now. We're going to talk
Please
about the Steelers.
Don't even threaten. It's like you had to start the show.
There, right?
You have to do a Buccos reference to start the show because you know after having worked with me for so long, Richie, that is going to get me unbelievably fired up even during Buccos season, let alone Steelers season. Yeah, I know. Yeah. Oh, we're not going to talk Buccos. You might want to have Bucco fever. You're tempted to, but no. Let's talk Steelers.
That's what Steve Banco, our producer, always says.
Sure.
He always says, I like to push people's buttons. That's what I do.
No, I thought he was saying he always likes to say you like to talk Buccos at inappropriate times because that would also be true. Anyway.
I am ready to push the panic button, though, on the Steelers. I know they're only 1-2, but it's the same storyline every week, Chris, and I was in that locker room today talking to some of those guys, and they all claim they're not ready to panic. It's only not even a quarter of the way over in the season. But what have they shown at all to give us any hope that it's going to be any different until they make some changes, whether it's the quarterback or the offensive coordinator?
You know, I think when a team says, are we pushing the panic button, there's an inherent belief, Richie, that the team is really good and that they would be panicking because this is a wholly unexpected result. I don't know if by that measure you can say that that it's time to push the panic button because I'm not sure this team should have been taken seriously as a real contender heading into the season. I thought they were maybe at best like a 9-8, maybe an 8-9 team. They seem to be worse than I thought they would be. And in that sense, definitely you're pushing the panic button because everybody but the head coach is doing it. He keeps saying incremental progress, patience, we're not going to make any rash changes. They don't move the ball. Nobody has shorter drives on average, I think, other than maybe the Carolina Panthers, and that might have even changed. They're putting their defense behind the 8 ball more often than not. They're going 3 and out a third of the time that they get the ball. And you know what was really telling to me, Richie? I don't know if you felt this way. You're covering the games. You're not maybe sitting on your couch tweeting like I am. That Cleveland game on Thursday, it was amazing. The degree to which expectations had been lowered when you were watching commentary in real time. You know my guy, Pony. He and I are both tough on them, right? You'd say that we have exacting standards. We both, after 30 minutes of competent offensive football, we're saying, hey, not so bad. Think about the lowered expectations that they have created in such a short time that 30 decent minutes of football, 14 points and a half, felt like a major victory for them.
You know, that was a winnable game. The Patriots was a winnable game. And I felt like the Bengals game might have been the worst game for them offensively. They put their best drive together, I think, in that Cleveland game. They looked pretty good. A couple plays here, a couple plays there. I kind of get what the coaches say. But, good teams overcome that. That's what I say. Good teams overcome that. You saw those teams back in the day when the Steelers, made push for a Super Bowl. They were overcoming that. Ben was leading them to a victory. Even last year he did that. But, they're not doing that. I have no faith in this offense leading this team to a win. They had how many chances against the Bengals and almost blew it?
Well, they needed a free play. I mean, forget about all the things that got them to the point, Richie, where they got to overtime, the missed extra point. They needed a free play for Trubisky to scramble out and then feel comfortable throwing one back over the middle, right? I mean, I think that is telling too. I'll say this till I'm blue in the face. I know I sound like a broken record. If you've tuned into this show when I've been on or any other show or my radio show, I've said this. They have artificially created for themselves an unbelievably razor-thin margin for error. I would much rather see the Steelers say, here's the bargain we're going to make. We'll take more aggressive shots downfield, understanding that our quarterback might turn the ball over, than do what they're doing now, which is make it easy on opposing defenses and not, as they say maybe in boxing, go out on their shields, right? Go out punching. It's really tough to watch them go out not punching other defenses, or at least even trying to. Like, they're not even trying to challenge most teams downfield on a consistent basis.
You know what else is telling, Chris? I mean, you mentioned about good teams and overcoming things. And this is the first, and what they say in the locker room and not pushing the panic button. It made me think of what Deontay Johnson said to me today when I asked him the question. He basically said, we knew we were going to struggle early on. We have a new offense, new offensive coordinator, new quarterback. Well, that's the first time I actually heard a player say that we knew we were going to struggle early on and there was going to be some bumps in the road.
I think that's a cop-out answer, frankly, by Deontay Johnson, because they all looked pretty sharp in the preseason, the guys who played. That feels like something you say to try to explain away the fact that you have struggled. Oh, we expected this? Really? Then why wasn't everybody saying during the offseason, hey, be really patient with us. This is going to be a super big work in progress. I guess Mike Tomlin might have been, but I think most of those offensive players felt like they were going to have maybe not like a new lease on life because Roethlisberger was a Hall of Famer, but they thought, hey, maybe more opportunities. Trubisky's a more mobile guy. Maybe the arm is a little livelier at this point. Maybe we're going to be able to do some things, and they just simply haven't, Richie.
I don't know where I was on this offense. I didn't really like the offensive coordinator. I didn't think they should have brought him back. But we can get to the offense more after the break. We do have to take the break, but I want to continue this conversation back in a couple minutes.